Historic Nashville Chapel is in ruins this morning after a late-night fire gutted the building. Cuthbert Langley joins us from near that chapel, getting the latest information for us on what happened. And Cuthbert, the fire has rekindled a couple of times overnight.
Amy, it has. Hotspots are becoming a big issue for firefighters. Additional crews were out here until about 5 or so this morning. That's because we're up on a hill, and when the wind whips up, it gets those embers going, and that's kind of creating some issues. Let me see if we can explain it to you over here. As we look inside the building, you can see some of the smoke coming there from the middle, or right there in the middle of it, and that's because when the wind gets going, that's when the smoke gets bigger and bigger. But right now, there are no fire crews out here. The fire marshal is out here keeping an eye just in case we do have to call more crews out here. But those hotspots have been creating some issues, but let's put some perspective for you. Let's take a look at what this chapel used to look like. This is a historical property. It's protected. It was actually part of Nashville's 9 back in 2009. Of course, that's the list that spells out some of the buildings that are most closely to becoming in disrepair. It was built in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and it hasn't been used for years, and preservationists have been fighting to keep it around, but unfortunately the flames were just too much for this building last night. Take a look at this video. You can see large flames, huge smoke really billowing out of this building. We're up on a hill, as I said, so a lot of folks could actually see the flames for some distance. It broke out around 9 o'clock last night, and there actually weren't any injuries, thankfully, but fire crews did have some issues. That's because this is a long and winding road up here, really making it difficult to pull enough hose to get close enough to this fire, but it was finally put out. And as I said, crews were remaining out here battling these hot spots. You can look at some of this video that we took early this morning to show you, once again, firefighters still out here into the early morning hours, some 7 hours after the original fire started, making sure that this was not going to rekindle into a big fire again. So definitely lots of eyes on this building throughout the morning. And the fire marshal is out here right now. He's waiting really until daybreak to continue his investigation to try to figure out exactly what caused this fire, because it was abandoned. There was no electricity running to it. So that, of course, raises some red flags that this could possibly be arson, but we don't know at this point as the investigation is still underway and still lots to be figured out this morning. We'll be keeping a close eye on it here this morning, but for now, we're live on Lebanon Pike. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.